Good afternoon and welcome to Teleislas News with the most important news of the day. The considerable increase of COVID cases continues. We take a look at the situation in the department, which added a significant number of cases in the last few hours.
To say hello from here from the departmental hospital, because we want to announce that in the last report of the Ministry of Health, 180 cases of COVID-19 was reported. This is the highest figure that ever been reported since the pandemic started in the island. With this number, we reach a total of 5,187 cases reported in the department. However, we want to announce through the Secretariat, the Health Secretariat of our island, they report 298 active cases of aldemia who were presented since the pandemic began. We also talked to the Health Secretariat Julian Davis, who told us what is the occupancy of the ICU COVID, whether right here by the departmental hospital.
For today, Tuesday, May 25th, we have a COVID ICU occupancy of 82%. We have 14 beds occupied out of 17. We have 25 people hospitalized on the third floor in the middle of this sustained peak that we have had in the department.
It is important to mention also that in the last report of the Ministry of Health, they report the death of a 78-year-old woman in the municipality of Wall Providence. We are keep attentive to the development of this news and to know whether 180 cases are, which one of them is active, and how they are distributed in all the department.
Thank you, Alice. The PRASS strategy, which has been implemented since September 5th of 2020, has been introduced with the objective of tracking symptomatic people in order to break the chain of contagion. This is the note.
Hello, Millicent and all the televiewers. The Secretary of Health, Julian Davis, explained the PRASS strategy return to house because of increase in the contagions. The official explained the measure.
Entonces nosotros volvimos a implementar esa estrategia de esto.
We returned to implement the PRASS strategy house to house because we were arriving with the mobile unit and people were not arriving from the sector to the mobile unit. But people from all over the island are moving from one side to the other, some of them symptomatic, which could be a source of contagion. Therefore, the Health Secretariat made the decision to withdraw the mobile unit and return to the strategy that had been implemented since September 5th, which is house-to-house tracking of symptomatic patients.
If a person has the symptoms, they should stay home and call the EPS so they can go and take the test for them. That's all the information for now. For Teleislas News, Gisela Livingston. Have a good day.
Thanks, Gisela. And in other news, the third stage of the national vaccination plan has been well received in our department. The desperation of citizens is so great that it was only necessary to start the stage to fill the vaccination post. The health center in San Luis is one of them where people got up early to apply their dose.
Good afternoon. Well, taking into account that the third stage of the vaccination process within the national vaccination plan, we are here in the health center of the San Luis sector, where is one of the points that people can come and get the vaccine applied into them. And from 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, people come here from the Centro de Salud de San Luis, that's how we call it. We talked to Jane Teran Duke. She's one of the persons that we really want to put the vaccine. She says she assists to the points them 4 times. This is the 4th time. But do I say never in the stage, when in the second stage. But now we start the third stage where people from 55 until 60 years can come. So she has 59 years and she's right here by the Centro de Salud here in San Luis.
Now this is the 4th time. I went 3 times to put me the injection. They told me that I was not 60. Then I could not put it. And today here in the Puesto de Salud in San Luis, they say they're gonna put it from 55 until 60, and then I say I need to put it because I need to fly to Cartagena to go and pick up my mother. Well, yes, I am hoping that today is my day and they put it for me.
Jane Teran Duke is just one of the examples. I say people really interested in apply the vaccine, that more people were interested and the one they were really not want to apply the vaccine. So we also want to remember the community, so they must go in at the PH, the platform Me Vacuna, to see if them prioritize in this platform and if they can take the vaccine. And from there they will go and register into the hospital and they will tell them where part they can come and take the vaccine. This is all information. Sylvette Mitchell Archibald for Teleislas News.
Thank you, Silvet. And an unfortunate event occurred early this morning when authorities reported the discovery of the body of a tourist without vital signs in the Sprat Bight area.
In the early morning hours, a 72-year-old male tourist was found lifeless inside a hotel room where he was staying. The authorities proceed to perform the removal of the body. What has been established so far is that this person will have died of natural death. And it was also established that minutes before he had ingested alcohol and informed his family that he will take a break in his room. And it was there where minutes later he was found without vital signs.
And in other news, the poor condition of the roads on the island continues. Our cameras evidence that several sectors suffer from these damages.
Traveling through some of the department's road has become an odyssey due to the poor condition of some of them. Inhabitants ask the government to take the necessary action to solve the problem.
We are in a bad shape. Here when it rains, we have many difficulties. When the cars go by, they are filling up with water. It's a bad situation. We need to keep a close eye and watch the roads. Not only taking away the motorcycle, that is what the police they are doing currently, but they also need to consider the roads. They damage the tires and the shock absorbers, so this is a call to the government. Out of these, there are many, the 123 road or tracks. Now, there is another issue on the island that they do a job and they come back and break up the roads. So, we do not understand how the government executes this type of work. If it is this road, it is a road that appears to have been paved 3 times in the government's office. There is already a budget for the road. There have been many accidents here.
As well as these, there are many other streets in poor condition. The road up to Arrange Hill is one that has been in precarious condition for years and today has not been intervened for its rehabilitation, taking into account that it is a very busy road. Teleislas News tried to receive statement from the Interim Secretary of Infrastructure, who was not available until the beginning of this broadcast. This news agency will be awaiting a statement from the head of this office.
Thanks, Silvet. And now we continue with all the sport news of our department.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. Diving is an extreme sport that has been growing in our insular department, where the residents and tourists come to enjoy the colors of the seas, the corals, and everything that is in the bottom of the ocean. This worldwide recognized sport has been growing in the islands of the Caribbean Sea. The islands of San Andres and Old Providence have the ideal scenery for the practice of this sport. Due to the depth of the Sea of the Seven Colors, its marine fauna, its coral reefs that form the set of ideal factors for the practice of this extreme sport. This is how these visiting sportmen and women expresses it.
San Andrés Islas, lugar turístico hermoso.
San Andres Island is a beautiful touristic place. Excellent diving experience, very nice, beautiful scenery, the beach, diving guaranteed.
Otro que habló del tema fue Juan Camilo Arévalo.
Es una experiencia increíble, la tranquilidad.
It is an incredible experience. The tranquility that is lived has no explanation. There are no words to describe the experience as such.
Coach Jainer Arrieta talks about it this way.
El buceo trata simplemente de
Diving is simply about taking care of the fauna, the fish, changing your way of life, consuming less plastic, and little by little changing people's mentality.
A sport that entertains and proves that San Andres and Old Providence are the most suitable sporting venues for this practice. Martial arts is a very important sport in our island department. Ronald Vargas continues preparing our athletes for future competencies. From the hands of Master Ronald Vargas, the sports of martial arts in the islands resume its training with a view to prepare for future national and international competitions. This is what Master Ronald Vargas told us.
We are beginning to take up again the theme of martial arts, to practice martial arts. Thank God for all this that we are living we are taking up again the whole subject because there are new goals to achieve. This year, God willing, there will be a group of boys making their debut in mixed martial arts. You will see for now 3 boys that, thanks to a good management that is being done, will give their step to amateur martial arts. There are 3 island boys, Bob, Ahmed, and Ian Carlos.
This is a very demanding sport that, with the help of his coach Ronald Vargas, seeks to form new champions for the Insular Department.